Hello and welcome to the first ever Mad Arab Industries Let's Go audio blog, because I'm just reading blog posts that I've written. So I suppose it's a podcast. We'll be doing like a proper full-length podcast at some other time, hopefully with some other people in the studio. At the moment it's just me on the one microphone, but in time it'll grow and be beautiful. But this is the first seed. This is basically me proofreading what I've already written, but I figure if it reads reasonably well first go, I'll upload it and we can have a good time, because I know a lot of you out there don't so much read. You prefer to hear your knowledge, so maybe if I pass it down through this medium, you'll get something good out of it. So without further ado, you are capable of doing more than you think. I mean, probably. Your body certainly is. Your mind is just a pussy. I've got your attention now, so let's go. At time of writing, I was 55 hours into a water-only fast, because I could, because my mind was stronger than my base desires, because my dependence on food was mostly out of habit and comfort, and the longest I'd gone preceding that was about 70 hours, and that's not a very long time to be on a fast compared to some. I've been doing daily intermittent fasting for about 2 years, and frankly, it's something everybody should try. An extended fast is something people should try at least once as well, once they're comfortable with intermittent fasting. I understand the science well and have done it enough to say that we as human beings eat entirely too much, and 1 to 2 meals a day is more than sufficient for the body's needs. I'm a lot sharper when I fast, and I just operate better. One of the reasons why presently I'm a little bit is because I've just had a big meal. So when I fast, I operate better to a point. Currently, all I can think of, obviously this is at time of writing, was food, and that's okay because my current experiment was to just push myself. This post isn't about the benefits of fasting. I may do that later, but I'll put a link down in the description of a much better video on the subject. This post is actually here to tell you that you could be doing more with yourself and your time. Just like my current fast, although I'm famished, I can still put my attention into this writing, and the more I write, the more I want to write. I'm excited about it. It's like I'm hunting for a sandwich. The drive for food is almost overwhelming, yet I'm able to steer it towards more important ventures because my mind rules my body, not the other way around. Would this effect continue 3 days in? Yes, it did. A week in, a month in, I'm not sure. A lot of the writings suggest that after the first 4 days, hunger stops being an issue. I'm not going to go to that extreme this time round, but I will report my findings one day. Today I have managed to work a full day, go on a 5k bike ride, walk another 3k's, and do my usual squat, bench, and row routine. Here I am 4 hours after doing all of that, calling it a day, and I'm still functioning without brain fog, albeit with an occasional rumble in my belly and thought of food. I mean, today I got to watch quite a few people eat in front of me. I walked past several restaurants, smelt a lot of delicious food, and I'm fine, and I'm still here writing this post. A lot of people tell me, man, I wish I could do what you're doing, or I wish I had time to blank, but I'm always blank. To be honest, I've only met a few people whom I feel can actually use that excuse. A lot of you spend your time poorly, don't know how to look after yourselves, or are just too soft. I'm not judging, I get that like that too sometimes. You're miserable at work, you come home to eat, watch Netflix, game, and go to sleep. I'm not here to judge you, but to get you to consider if perhaps the reason you haven't written that book or started that project is because you're lazy or too comfortable in your current bubble. Ask yourself, what do I actually do when I come home from work? Is it serving me towards what I want out of life? Personally, I hate hearing the bullshit excuse of I don't have time when someone is talking about fulfilling a dream or desire. Bro, it's your fucking dream. If it isn't important, then what is important? If you can't live your dream, then why the fuck are you alive? The service of basal desires and instant gratification with porn, TV, and toys is not a life. It is an empty, listless existence spent in a sedated haze. It pisses me off when I hear it because I see it in a lot of these people with a genuine desire to create and be more. I see how unhappy they are and how much they suffer for neglecting to satisfy their souls. Then I also hear it from people who are simply employing a bit of lip service, crying that they can't do it, just so I feel bad for them. I do not know which upsets me more. I also know several people who have that fire and that desire, but are genuinely stuck in a position, and I can't give them the answer. Manage your time better, because it's simply not the only answer. This post isn't here to tell you how to manage your time better, nor is it here to tell you what you should be doing. It is literally here to give you some examples of people who do push themselves and how it's working for them. I'm not going to use myself as an example because I'm nothing compared to some of these people. These are friends of mine or people I work with. These are people who I love, admire, and respect because they genuinely work their asses off in service of what they love and believe in. Mediocrity is not in their dictionary, and it shouldn't be in yours. I'm using nicknames because I haven't asked permission to talk about them, nor do I want to embarrass them or inflate their egos. Case 1. The Iron Bull, Mr. S. The Iron Bull used to be a delinquent. I've known him since I was about 15, and he was a hard-partying nutcase who did nothing but by half measure. He left school early and had his life put in order by seeing some competent men do their thing, show him the way, and work him into submission. Mr. S had a pretty average start, but is now a driven, hard-working machine who terrifies everyone around him. He studied like a dog for 2 years, was broke that entire time, gained a qualification, and is now working for one of the biggest companies in the country. He recently got asked to move down south for 4 months away from his friends, family, and partner because he knew he needed to, because he loves his job and he saw it as an opportunity to grow. He also manages, when asked to help me with Mad Arab, to learn the bass, work out, and watch a shitload of anime and play Gazoo. He works hard, he plays hard, and he does nothing by half measure. Case number 2. The very smashing Miss W. Miss W studied for several years while working. She spent some time studying abroad, came back, and is now running an art gallery full-time, as well as painting her own stuff. She also manages to work nights at a local bar, and then drags herself home at 3 a.m. to start working on Saturday morning at another art gallery in another town over that she manages over the weekends. It's what she loves, and she does it with a vigor and passion. Possibly with too many cigarettes, but she does it, and does it well. Case 3. The Queen of Colors, Miss J. Miss J studies full-time, works part-time, has a huge family, a boyfriend, and still manages to do it all. I've only seen her once not covered in paint. She lives, breathes, and is covered in art. She's only in her late teens, and I've never seen anyone so dedicated to something in my life. She has a flow, a grace, and a fire when she's holding a brush that I cannot begin to describe. Her work speaks volumes regarding the amount of time and dedication she puts into her craft. I've seen her stay up for days on end working. I have seen her collapse due to forgetting to eat or due to exhaustion. I'm not saying it's the way to live, but she has a spirit and a life force about her that always makes me smile. It is so rare to see anyone work so hard in dedication and in service to the muse. Case 4. The Perfect Host, Mr. M. Mr. M loves and believes in what he does. He works his ass off to keep his dream alive and has helped a lot of people in his community realize theirs. Mr. M runs an entertainment venue. He supports performers, musicians, and his city by giving them all a place to perform and experience culture. He has made great sacrifices to make it happen, and last I checked, has spent many a night sleeping in his car because his dream is more important than creature comforts. I love this man, and I love everything he does. He stays up late into the wee hours at work, and still manages to drive his daughter to school every morning. Case 5. The Black Bear, the other Mr. S. They both have this surname starting with S, and they actually share the same first name, so we'll just refer to him as the Bear. I actually don't know everything the Bear does. I know him the least, and these are just the things that I'm aware of. The Bear studies full-time. He also manages to run 2 businesses in 2 separate towns. The Bear still manages to go to the gym, and on top of all of that, the Bear is working nightclubs on nightclub nights until 4 in the morning every week. So he's basically working well over 4 full-time jobs. The bear understands the old adage, when the sun shines, make hay, and he's using his youth to make as much hay as he can. He's pushing himself very hard, but ultimately knows he's worth it, and for that he has my utmost respect. These 5 demonstrate a few things to me. Firstly, we're capable of a lot more than we think. Working our asses off in service of what we love is more energizing than it is tiring. When we focus on what we really want, our bodies can step up to the challenge, provided we take care of ourselves. Finally, and this is what I want to impart on you the most, sacrifices must be made in order for us to achieve what we really want. Stupid things need to be sacrificed, and vices need to be tamed with discipline in order to get the most out of life. Do you think when you're 70, you'll think back to the video games you played or the Netflix series you used to watch? Will you look back on a life well lived, or will you ask, where the hell did my life go? Secondly, when your why is strong enough, the how gets a lot easier. I'm not saying push yourself to exhaustion or starvation, but at least make a little bit of time for what you care about. Sacrifice the occasional gaming session or TV series. You'll thank yourself for it. You'll be much happier at work when you're developing yourself. You'll have more energy, and I promise that. All 5 of these people have access to the same 24 hours you do. They still have 7 days in their week, but they manage to get more out of their days than some people do in entire years. I hope this inspires you to challenge yourself to get more out of your life, because life doesn't give us what we want, nor does it give us what we need. It gives us what we deserve.